Consider this your Courses 101 video that is going to get you up and running in the world of online courses. From not really understanding what that business model even looks like to kind of having a grasp on where you might be able to enter into this industry. So whether you're someone who is looking to get into the online course business and has no idea where to start, or maybe you're just someone who has a friend that is in this world and you want to better understand it, this video is going to give you all the fundamental basics so that you can get up and running. I'm Amanda Horvath, and I help eliminate the obstacles to getting you sitting where I'm sitting right now, in front of the camera, sharing your message with the world. So if you're ready to use video in your strategy this year, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. And for the fastest way to get up and running on your video journey, be sure to check out the free resources linked in the description below. As someone that has been taking online courses since 2014 and also transitioned from being a full-time service-based business owner where I was actually working one-on-one with clients to having a full-time six-figure online course business, it's so easy for me to forget that many people still don't really know what online courses are, and there's a lot of confusion in terms of how to actually get started in the online course business. Whether that's just creating a simple product on the side just to kind of dip your feet in and test the waters, or if you too want to fully transition out of what you're currently doing and make more of a passive income source online. So wherever you fall on that spectrum, this video is going to be incredibly helpful for giving you the fundamental basics so that you can know where to get started and have more resources to point you in the right direction to get up and running with whatever goals you might have. Specifically in this video, we're going to be diving into 4 essential tips that you must know before you get started on your course journey. But before we dive into that, I would love to know who are you and where are you in your course creation journey? Go ahead and drop a comment below and I'd love to engage with you. Tip 1. Not all courses are created equal. When people talk about online courses, there are various different levels of online courses that people might be referring to. So it can be relatively confusing. And this can be confusing too whenever you're searching online and trying to figure out how to sell an online course, because each one is going to have a very different approach to actually getting it out there into the world and getting money back for the effort that you put in. So let's start with the first one, which is starter courses. These are courses that might be under $100. They're just going to get someone up and running in a certain area. And this could be as low as $17 or $27. Generally speaking, it might take you a weekend to create this course, and it can be a relatively simple way to get up and running in the course business world. The second type of course is a spotlight course, and this is where you are taking someone from A to B. You are focused on a very specific skill set that you might be teaching, and this could be underneath the $500 mark. Typically, people price courses with a 7, ending with a 7. So let's say $497 and below might be a starter course. It could be as low as $197 or $297. You can kind of play around with the prices depending on what you are teaching and the demand for that skill that you are teaching. The third type of course is a signature course, and this is a bigger methodology that you are teaching. You're not just taking someone from A to B, you are taking them from A to Z. It is a full-on transformation, and because of that, it is priced at a higher price point. So this might be $997 and above. There are courses out there that are $10,000 or $15,000. And the higher the price point for the course, generally speaking, the more support that goes along with it. So generally speaking, I'd say those $15,000, $10,000, $15,000 ones are a little bit more of group coaching programs rather than just straight online courses where you're logging on to a membership site and watching videos that are going to walk you through doing it yourself. They might incorporate weekly coaching calls or different elements where they'll actually review your work for you and different things like that. So that's why it can be really confusing when you're first getting started with online courses, because you might go to Google and type in how to sell an online course. you're going to get an entirely different approach for the $97 product compared to a $15,000 online course. Now, I do want to point out that the terminology I'm using in this video is not industry standard, which makes it even more confusing when you are going about researching online courses. But it gives you a frame of reference for what kind of course you might want to create and how to research that further whenever you are going on and trying to figure out your next step. But stick with me because I'll be sure to point you in the right direction. Tip 2, consider your end goal. There are several different reasons why someone might go about creating an online course. Let's say you're a service-based business owner and your time is capped. But there are certain things that you do within your business that if you just created a step-by-step guide that someone could follow on their own, then clients could do a certain part of the work process for you, take that off your plate, and you wouldn't have to be actively involved in that process. Now, it's hard to talk about this abstractly, so let me give you an example of how this showed up within my previous service-based business, where I was a videographer or video marketer, actually shooting and editing videos for clients. So a big part of video production, and this is what I talk about a lot on this channel, is pre-production, planning for what you are going to shoot. And a lot of the pre-production process is me pulling things out of clients for me to understand what is the business that they have, how do we clearly communicate this business, and where are we going to get started in terms of the video that we're shooting. So what I ended up doing was the first course that I ever created was an internal course for my business that was going to help someone walk through the process of thinking through what do they want to include in their video and how are they planning to use it? Like, what's the goal that they're looking to accomplish with this video? So I created a very simple starter course that was a 3-part course to help someone really through those initial pre-production process or pre-production process in general, so that I could then go in and do my job. But it didn't take me actually showing up on a phone call to get this information out from them. So that's one way to kind of approach the online course business, is offloading things that you're currently doing manually with your clients and streamlining the overall system of how you deliver your product or service. Now, let's say you're an online coach and there are fundamental basics that you're going to have every single client understand. And you might want to create some sort of series that is an onboarding series that before you hop on your first coaching call with someone, or maybe between sessions, you're pointing someone to a curriculum that they can be going through. This way, you're making the absolute most of the sessions and the time that you have together. So that's yet another way to approach the online course business. Now, both of these examples that I just explained could be packaged and sold on their own as a downsell offer for people that can't afford your services. So let's say someone comes to you and they're like, ooh, Amanda, I can't do a $5,000 brand video, but I would love to just drink from your well of knowledge. Then you could point them to this program that they could take on their own for a lower price point, and that's extra revenue in your pocket, and you're actually helping that person out as well. This approach is a great way to kickstart your online course income. Now, the last goal that I want to cover is if you want to go all in with the course business and transition fully to signature courses, where that is how you are making your money. That is going to be a very different goal than these other two that I just mentioned. And if you wanted to, you could kind of do a step-by-step iterative process to get to that signature course by starting with your clients, using online courses in that way, and then eventually getting your product to stand on its own to where you're not having to be as active in the process. Now, whichever path you're considering taking, really the first step for you is going to be starting an online presence. So if you're someone that is currently cringes when someone asks for your Instagram or your Facebook or your LinkedIn or anything like that, or someone goes to Google and searches you and nothing pops up, or maybe the things that pop up are aren't exactly what you want to be popping up, then I would love to help you get started with your online presence using video. I have linked to an in-depth training on how to overcome self-doubt, master video, and make money online. That is in the description below, and I highly suggest checking it out. I spent over 100 hours putting it together, so there's a lot of love that has been put into getting you up and running in a way that is quick and easy. Tip 3, courses don't sell themselves. The more expensive your online course, the more strategic you're going to need to be in order to sell it. But even those starter courses are not going to sell themselves. It is not as easy as just putting your course up on your website, crossing your fingers, and hoping for the best, which is what a lot of people do when they first get started in creating an online course. They don't consider the sales portion of it before they actually go and make it happen. So I want to introduce you to 3 various ways that you can start in selling your online course and be able to kind of understand the road that you're going on before you actually put in the effort to create that course. The first way to sell your course is through one-on-one conversations, whether that is a sales call on the phone or if it's actually a conversation within your direct messages on social media. This is a great way when you're first getting started to kind of get the word out there about what it is that you do. But keep in mind that this is an active strategy that you're going to need to consistently do in order to bring in course sales. The second way to sell your online course is to take it and put it onto a course platform where people can search for online courses. This could be Udemy or Coursera or anything like that. This is a certain way to go about selling an online course, and I honestly don't have a ton of recommendations within this area because I have opted for the third way to sell an online course instead of number 2. So if you do want to do that route of selling on Udemy or Coursera or anything like that, then I definitely recommend doing additional research outside to see how much that could even bring in and if it's worth your time. The third way to sell your online course is by using online marketing. And you can do this either organically or via paid traffic, which is going to cost you money in order to get that traffic. So you're either building an online presence and a social media following. Once again, quick tip for watching that training that is linked in the description below if you want to go this route, or you are actually putting money behind your ads, like you're going on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you're doing ads like that and running traffic to your online course. Either way, you're going to need to be pretty strategic in how you are taking someone from knowing nothing about you to being ready to buy your online course. And this is really where the world of online marketing is going to open up for you. You're going to learn things like how to take someone from a social media follower and get them on your email list, how to follow up with that person using different emails to be able to convert them to actually buying your online course, or maybe getting them onto a training where you can pitch your services even more or something like that. So there's many different approaches, and I have another video that I'll be sure to link to in the description below that walks through the entire journey of how to really scale your online course business from $0 to $100,000, where I talk through what it looks like to set up all of these systems within your business. So if you are curious about that, that would be a great next step as well in terms of a resource to get you up and running. The good news about approach number 3 is that while it can be a lot of work to initially set up, it is extremely lucrative and scalable and leads to more freedom than you could ever currently imagine. Some of the mentors that I follow within this space are making $10 million in a 2-week period of launching their online course. Another person has their course selling all the time in the background, and it's a little bit more of that online course plus coaching model. So it's a little bit of a higher ticket offer, but they're making $450,000 a month doing this. So there is a lot of opportunity in this space compared to being a service-based business owner where you're trading time for money and you are capped by the amount of time that you have, which there's only so much in a day. Hearing those numbers is what made me go, maybe I should be looking into this online course thing. Tip 4, commitment matters. If you were going to get started in the online course space, be in it for the long run. Don't just start and say, oh, if it doesn't sell in that 2-week period, then I'm just going to nix this and move on to the next thing, because it will be a wasted effort. I can't tell you the number of people that come to me and say, yeah, Amanda, I'm gonna create a course. I didn't talk to anyone about it before I do. I'm gonna put it up on my website and it's gonna sell like hotcakes. And then I follow up with them in 3 or 4 months and they're like, yeah, I don't really think the online course thing is for me. It didn't work. And the reality is it does work. It just takes you putting in the work in order to get it there. So this is definitely a commitment, even if it is just a $97 product. You have to be committed to getting this up and running, whether that is going to be selling one-to-one over DMs or to your clients, or if you are going to go the full-on route of online marketing. So be in it for the long run if you are looking to get into the course business. The fact that you're still watching this video at this stage means that you are indeed interested in this online course business and you might want to get started on your journey. If that is the case, then once again, I would love to invite you to watch the training that is linked in the description below, where I'm going to teach you how to use video to grow your online presence. Because the bigger your online presence, the bigger your online impact is, the easier it is going to be to sell an online course. So be sure to check out that training in the description below. I will teach you a step-by-step process for mastering video and growing your online presence so that you can make money online. If this video is helpful, please be sure to click like and drop a comment below. I would also love to answer any further questions that you might have, so feel free to drop those in the comment section and I will be sure to get back with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.